What's up guys, it's your average consumer, and this is the Razer Phone 2. This is their second iteration of their gaming phone, which made quite a splash last year considering it was their very first phone ever. Design-wise, it shares a lot of similarities to the first one. The overall shape is unchanged and we still have the same volume buttons on the left side, as well as a fingerprint scanner and power button on the right. It also still has those massive speaker grills up front for amazing sound quality from the speakers, packed with dual amplifiers. But Razer actually found a way to make this phone IP67 water resistant without taking a hit to their sound quality or Dolby Atmos certification, which is a big part of the identity of this phone. And I did get a chance to listen to it, and I gotta say, they did a good job at keeping the speakers really nice and loud and clear, but of course, you guys know we gotta do some real day-in-the-life testing to see how it stacks up in the real world. And it also still has that 5.7-inch Quad HD display with a 120Hz refresh rate that Razer calls their Ultra Motion technology, and I will tell you guys, it still looks really good. This is one of those features that you hear about, you hear that it sounds good, but you don't really appreciate until you see it in person. Not to mention, having a display like this is great for gaming. And they were also able to increase the brightness of the screen by 50%, which is a pretty drastic change, but very welcome. But now we gotta talk about the showstopper on this phone, and that's in the back. So they actually managed to get their Razer chroma system inside of the Razer Phone 2. So now it has RGB lights right under the logo so that it can be customized to any color you like, and even offers some different effects if you want to switch it up. They've also included this app that allows you to change all kinds of settings, from the colors to the battery consumption. But I know personally, I'm gonna have that thing at max brightness, breathing teal. But they did make this light useful beyond being able to match your outfit for the day with colored notifications. So with this, the Razer logo will light up when you get a notification with a color matching the corresponding app that it's getting the notification from. So for Gmail, the thing will turn red. If it's something like Facebook, blue, you get the picture. Now you might also notice that the back of the phone is all glass, which allows the phone to finally have wireless charging. And with Razer being Razer, they also dropped an accessory for the phone, which is their first chroma wireless charger. And the lights at the bottom here look cool, of course, but it matches the same kind of functionality that you'll see in the back of the Razer Phone logo. This is a pretty cool dock in my opinion, but I am an RGB lover, so if you're not, you can always turn them off. And while we're on the topic of charging, the Razer Phone 2 is packing a 4000 milliamp hour battery, which is pretty much the same as last year, which had a stellar battery life. Of course, I always want a bigger and better battery, but this is one spec that didn't really need any tweaking, especially considering this phone comes with Quick Charge 4 Plus that'll get you from 0 to 50% in just 30 minutes. Now, we talked a lot about the physical attributes, but let's touch on some specs. This phone is powered by a Snapdragon 845 processor, which Razer is claiming will provide a 30% increase in performance, coupled with their new vapor chamber cooling system. This chamber is supposed to help heat dissipate throughout the body of the phone so that heat isn't concentrated in one area, which allows for better cooling. So basically, when gaming or doing anything intensive, we shouldn't be getting any hot spots or have our game stutter due to throttling. So that's one of those things that we're gonna have to test in the real world. I happen to play a lot of games on my phone, so you can definitely expect me to put this phone through its paces. They also introduced this app called Razer Cortex, which helps users organize their games and the settings of those games. This way the phone can determine the best settings for you, or if you want to go all out in your gaming, or maybe even bring it down a notch to conserve on battery, you can have that done here by choosing which aspects of the game you want to enhance or sacrifice. This could be pretty cool if you're a really hardcore mobile gamer. And in terms of other specs, we're looking at 8 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage with expandable memory, and you also get dual rear cameras with 12 megapixel shooters and an 8 megapixel shooter up front. Now, I gave the original phone some heat for not having the best camera out there, but the guys at Razer did tell me that they've re-engineered their software from the ground up, as well as changed the sensor from a Samsung sensor over to a Sony sensor. So another one of those things that we really gotta test. I'm hoping they improved it, because if they did, we might have a killer phone on our hands. Of course, there's no longer a headphone jack, but the packaging does include an adapter with a 24-bit DAC so you can plug into your headphones, along with that Quick Charge 4 Plus wall adapter. I feel like Razer came out the gate swinging with their first phone, and it's typically hard to keep up that kind of momentum when you first come out, but they did a good job at adding some substantial updates here that I think a lot of people will be happy with. And wireless charging is definitely a win, but you can absolutely expect to see some fingerprints on that glass back. They will have this limited edition version that's going to have have a different material in the back, which is gonna have an anti-fingerprint material, but I didn't get to see that version, but it will be coming out. This thing is starting at $799, and if you guys wanna learn more, I'll have links down below in the description so you can check it out. But that about wraps it up for this video, guys. I think the Razer phone does a really good job at checking a lot of boxes, and I can't wait to get my hands on it and really see if it keeps up with all of the claims that Razer made. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the Razer phone, but till the next one, it's your average consumer. Peace. And also those thumbs up, man. I need more likes on my YouTube video than I get on Instagram, okay?